Welcome to Fun Factory Gaming News. In this video we will be talking about some games that will release until the end of 2020. We start with Kena Bridge of Spirits, a game no one asked for and everyone needed. The trailer presents beautiful graphics created by the devs at Ember Lab, a studio known for creating animated films. In Kena, we assume the role of the titular character, young spiritual guide who sets out to find out what made villagers abandon a village alone in the forest and bring back order to it. The task will be made simpler by charming rot spirits. Kena Bridge of Spirits is an action-adventure game in which we explore an open world with a goal to eventually restore order in the abandoned village. To do so, you will need to solve various environmental puzzles, as well as fight a variety of opponents. Both of these tasks will be assisted by rot spirits, which as the game progresses, give the heroine access to additional skills. The combat seems dynamic, and success in it will most likely depend on our reflexes and dexterity. Outriders is a dark science fiction shooter developed by Polish studio People Can Fly. The titular Outriders are sent to the remote planet Enoch, which is humanity's only form of rescue after the destruction of Earth. Soldiers who arrive on the scene first are tasked with taking care of potential threats. It soon turns out that a mysterious anomaly has occurred on the planet, and we as well as other survivors are put into hibernation. After more than 30 years, we wake up and discover how much life has changed for Enoch. Our main mission becomes to find out what caused the anomaly, which in the process gave us superhuman powers. Outriders is a typical shooter, but there will also be RPG elements in it. At the beginning of the game we will choose one of the 4 available character classes. As the adventure progresses, we will be able to equip our hero with new skills. During gameplay, we will travel to different locations where we will take on tasks, both main and secondary ones. Clashes are meant to be dynamic, and the whole system is designed to reward the skillful use of our character's abilities. We will also have a variety of weapons at our disposal, which can be upgraded and modified to suit our own fighting style.
Enoch robs us of our humanity, yet gives us so much more. Each step taking us further from what we were, and closer to what we must become. From the beginning, we were wrong.
Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning is a remaster of a 2012 RPG, with the addition of all DLCs released up to date that explores a large fantasy world created by writer R.A. Salvatore. The original was developed by 2 development teams, 38 Studios and Big Huge Games, and released under the Electronic Arts banner. The rights to the brand were bought by THQ Nordic in 2018. The company commissioned Kaiko Games, known from Darksiders Warmastered Edition, to create a remastered version. In Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning, we assume the role of a hero who was resurrected from the dead but lost his destiny, a pre-written future that cannot be changed. This applies to all inhabitants of the world of Amalur. Our main task will be to discover what was the purpose behind our resurrection. As we can expect from a remaster, Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning will offer improved graphics, and in addition to these improvements, some gameplay elements will be added, but the developers have repeatedly stated that the changes will not be drastic. Godfall is a production that makes efficient use of schemes known from looter shooters and hack-and-slash games. As a result, we get a third-person perspective game in which we will face hundreds of different enemies in dynamic clashes, and the whole thing will be kept in a fantasy setting. Players will enter the world of Empyrean, where they will assume the role of one of the last knights of the Valorian Order and face many challenges in the form of powerful opponents. Godfall promises to be an interesting departure from the standard productions of this kind. This time, the usual looter-shooter shooting system was abandoned altogether in favor of melee battles. Players will also be given access to special armors which will offer variety in creating one's own fighting style. Gameplay is largely based on constant clashes with various opponents, including powerful bosses. We will also be able to equip our hero with certain skills. It is worth noting that both single and cooperative modes up to 3 people will be available. Pray for the Gods is the debut title of No Matter, a small 3-man studio. The game, first announced back in 2016, is heavily inspired by the cult classic Shadow of the Colossus. Here, we find ourselves in an ice-bound world, where as a lonely heroine, we will try to discover the reasons behind the endless winter. In the course of the adventure, we will have to face dangerous titans. Pray for the Gods is available in early access from January 2019 and has been very well received by gamers. The core of Pray for the Gods is combat against the aforementioned titans, which requires finding their weak points and using them against them. Aside from that, the creators have made an effort to introduce some gameplay between the clashes. Thus the game receives survival elements and a crafting system. During the difficult journey, we will have to create objects that will be useful in exploration and combat, as well as provide shelter and food for our character. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to be informed about new Fun Factory gaming videos.